Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're doing fantastic this particular morning. Thank you very much for sticking around right here on Morning Cafe, hotter than your coffee. Speaking of coffee, this morning we are serving for you a whole different kind of a breakfast. We're taking you all the way to Italy. And right here, we are the Treetops Lodge. It is in Aberdare National Park, tuko county ya Nyeri, county 019. Karibuni sana. Tayarisheni hizo ingredients zenu vizuri sana. The kind of ingredients that you'll be needing. Chef atakuwa anawaambia, chef ako on this, whole other side. So karibuni sana. Tuone ni nini tutakuwa tunapika. Chef, uko salama?
Niko salama, my brother.
Good to have you. And venye mimi usalimia all the chefs.
The same, me too. Karibu.
Ngumi Mbwekze. Today I'm your co-chef, Chef Nyeringita.
Right, welcome.
I hope that I learn a few things here and there.
Exactly.
And I hope, most importantly, the viewer back at home will learn. So, naona umechafua meza vizuri.
Kabisa kiasi.
With quite a lot of ingredients here.
Yeah, sure.
So first of all, even before we get to the ingredients,
right.
Who is the chef Zephania?
Chef Zephania. I'm a chef for quite a long time. I think I'm in my 35th year. Since I started way back 1992.
Wow.
Right.
Kuya Moi ikiendelea, wewe ulikuwa hapo tu na pan and cooking and all that.
Yeah, sure.
That is wow. Hiyo masata mimi siko nimezaliwa.
Umezaliwa kabisa.
All right. I'm for 35 years, the kind of experience you've garnered.
Yeah, sure.
How will you say that experience imekuwaje?
Hiyo experience imenisaidia pakubwa, imenisaidia wanafunzi wengi wenye wamelearn from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back in 92, where were you at that time?
In 92 nilianza kazi Nairobi ya nyumbani.
Okay.
Nikajua upishi kidogo tu. My next job ikawa kwa Italiano. Sikuwa najua chochote kwa Kiitaliano, but walinikuta najua usafi sana. Sasa wakasema wewe anajua usafi, wacha tumkoche awe mpishi wetu.
Okay.
So they coached me. Right. And then they found me a job in Costa Rican embassy.
Okay.
Nikafanya kidogo, that in 1995. Ni rafiki yao akasema ananitaka Mombasa. Sasa huko ndio niligrow kwa upishi. Yeah.
Right.
In Mombasa nimekuwa in different hotels, 5-star, 4-star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So far, do you have, because I mean, 35 years,
right.
Kuna recipe, itabaki na jina yako? Zephania something.
Yeah, we have spaghetti alla Zef.
Did you coin that one?
Yeah, I coined that one, and then I later on found that someone had already cooked it. It's stir-fried pasta. But mine, I hadn't gotten to the real menu.
Okay.
But afterwards, I learned, it's the same thing I produced.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of Italian and the fact that Italiano ndio walikucoach into this.
Yeah.
And in memory of that as well,
right.
Uliniambia leo tuna cook some Italiano.
Yeah, we're making Italian frittata.
Okay.
It's a kind of omelette, similar to Spanish.
Okay.
But in frittata is a round, flat and round.
Right.
And it's different from the French omelette, because French omelette is somehow creamy. This one is firm and set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we get into the ingredients,
right.
Because there's Italian, you've mentioned the Spanish as well. Out of all this,
right.
Na pia zile za Kenya, all these kind of recipes, which is your favorite? Na hizi 35 years yote ya kupika na kuonja.
Okay, I love Chinese.
Wow.
Yeah.
Umeikula hizo the kind of things that we as Kenyans won't eat. Ushaikula hizo zao?
Za Kenya ama za
hizo za Chinese?
Za China, yeah, mostly stir fries.
Okay.
I'm a vegetarian, so I go with the pastas and all that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
right. Ni ngumu sana bado upate Mkenya na ni vegetarian.
Yeah, sure.
Kenya tunapenda nyama. Okay, so the ingredients, tuanze wapi?
Tunaanzia because we starting with the Italian frittata.
Okay.
We need eggs.
All right.
We're making potato onion frittata.
Okay. So potato onion frittata.
Frittata.
Okay.
So we have our boiled eggs.
Right.
Waiting to be peeled and sliced.
You need crop ya Nyandarua.
Yeah. And then we have our onions. Right. We love to peel it.
Let me
yeah, sure.
Just pick them here.
Yeah, sure.
Ndio hizo onions anaongelelea. These are bulb onions.
Yeah, red onions.
Red onions.
Yeah, red
okay.
onions.
There you have them.
Yeah.
Vitunguu zingine kubwa sana.
Then we need our olive oil. It's here.
Olive oil there, right.
And then we also need butter.
Okay.
Or margarine.
All right.
Yeah. If you don't have butter, you can exchange with margarine.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
There you have it, most definitely.
Right.
On this tray as well. So you can start with the first spice.
First spice. This one is Spanish paprika. And this is cayenne pepper.
All right.
Yeah.
They
look almost the same,
yes,
but one is the red. The cayenne is bright in color.
It's this
bright
one now.
red.
Let me just inua ndio vio pale nyumbani aone the difference. So you can see this it has a slightly orange look to me. Alafu now this one has the red soil. Inaka red soilish hivi.
The Spanish paprika.
Spanish paprika.
Right.
Okay. Kuna kitu kingine hapo inakaa
we have oregano.
Oregano.
Yeah, this is it's in its dry form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oregano kwa wale hawajui ni nini?
Oregano is a herb just like dania.
Oh, okay.
Or parsley.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah.
And then here we have a black pepper.
Black pepper.
Yeah.
Right. So black pepper ndio hiyo.
Yes.
Yenye mnaiona inakaa.
And we have our salt.
Okay. Inakaa well refined vizuri.
Right. And our baking flour.
Baking flour.
Yeah.
So we'll be getting to see which one goes.
Which ingredients goes where.
Yes.
Sure.
Right. Then also I can see there's something in that tray.
This.
Yes.
This one.
That one.
Yeah. These are mushrooms.
Okay.
After we've done our potato and onion frittata, we're gonna make also mushroom frittata.
Oh, right. Yeah. So we can wrap up doing the potato. Tuonyeshe kama umeprefer kutumia waru, tumia the potato frittata. Yeah. And then also for the mushroom as well.
Or you can add in any favorite vegetables you like. Courgettes, anything, cheese, mushroom maybe, and cheese. All that, yeah.
All right. So
any kind of vegetable can be incorporated in frittata.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So then now you'll coin it as that particular vegetable you've chosen.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you say the frittata, for example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in our case, potato, onion frittata. Okay. Or mushroom frittata.
Okay.
Yeah,
right. Sure. So mmepata all these ingredients that you need. Kazi ni kwako, andika chini. If you're going to cook later on or right now, unaweza tafuta. And then we start with you. So speaking of starting, where do we start?
Yes. We love to light our jiko first.
Okay.
Our pan is over there. Let me get it. Lighter. Many people do not prefer using the lighter because the gas is gas, but I'll be a little bit careful.
What's in Mama say?
Yeah, sure.
Just in case. So even as you do that, remember, ladies and gentlemen, social media handle Zeto. We always love to know what, number one, you love to get to cook and see our chefs cook as well. So 22047 is our SMS number. Mtuambie mngependa chef awapikie nini as well. Also, 0793 267 the number yetu ya WhatsApp. I'm your co-chef today, so you can. Are you the kind of chef who orders instructions? What kind of chef are you?
Not really, but we are all chefs now.
Oh, yes. So, what should I do?
We're gonna peel our potatoes.
Peel the potatoes. Yeah. Okay. Tunatumia kisu kubwa ama kale kingine kadogo?
I have a small one.
A specific one for
this turning knife.
A turning knife.
Yeah, turning knife or paring knife.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, so in our case,
do I peel and put the?
We will need a three-way system, in which after you've peeled your potato, you keep your peeled potatoes on this plate, and then
we can have the
this one.
Hizo maganda zake.
Yeah, maganda zake.
Hapo ndani.
The second.
Okay, sawa. Right. So ulikusha washa the pan?
Yeah, just with a little bit fire.
For how long does it stay? Like that?
No, I just need the pan to be warm.
Okay.
While you're peeling the potatoes, maybe I chop the onion.
Right. Chef, what is that one thing that you will never miss in your kitchen?
In my kitchen? In terms of spices and seasoning, I can't do without paprika, black pepper, and soy sauce. In terms of vegetables, I'd rather have a carrot than having the rest. Most of my cookery involves carrots.
Carrots, okay.
Yeah. For garnishes, the color itself looks good. So my onion, I think we'll need almost 450 grams potatoes.
Okay.
This is like almost a
So
kilo.
do you need this board to?
No, I'll get another.
Okay. Even as you're doing that,
Maybe we squeeze the space, we use it all of us.
Okay. Why did you decide to be a vegetarian? Was it
And I was
ever since ama ulifika mahali
No,
and you realized nimechoka tu na nyama?
no, si kuikula kuanzia utotoni. Nilikuwa wazazi wakijaribu kunipa najikuna na kufura mwili.
Oh,
yeah. So in my family we have 5 guys, we don't take meat. All the boys.
Okay.
Yeah. Only girls take meat.
Hizi gloves zita
zitasumbua lakini so I hope you don't mind we use the same.
No problem.
The peelings.
They'll slower my process. I can imagine for you all these years, even for speed,
Right.
umezoea.
Yeah, I have to. Sometimes you work where there is you don't need the speed. Sometimes you go to some hotels, they've got very many customers. Yeah.
Yes.
You have to increase your speed. So I think 1 onion. Let's have 2.
We have 2, okay. So haya, bakato mwongeza pia wewe 2. But then does it depend also on the number of people you're serving to?
Yeah, you are serving, sure.
Because imagine
This
a family of 5 who,
right.
4 or 5 people, kwa hiyo familia moja.
Yeah, exactly.
Mtahitaji vitunguu viwili. Can see your pan, is it warm enough?
I think it's warm. Can you reduce the fire? Before I use my onions, I have to wash them first.
Okay.
Yeah.
You soak them in water. Mimi nimezoea naiachanga kwa maji, naidip kwa maji for like 2 to 3 minutes.
So that you don't dry. Yeah.
How do you maneuver that?
No, I'm used to it, but the more you cry, the better for your eyes. Sure, it's
For
true.
real?
Yeah, it cleans the eyes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
right.
All right. Hiyo ndio inakuwa opportunity yangu moja ya kulia.
Ndio, inasafisha macho kabisa. So,
unakumbuka stress yote uko nayo unaanza kulia.
kabisa. So our onion, I have to cut it lengthwise. And then I slice it very thinly. I always leave this tail. Some other chefs will normally cut it, but I always leave the tail so that I will handle it. I make use of the whole onion. I don't throw away any part of it.
That's a very interesting tip.
Yeah,
By the way.
sure.
Me,
Exactly.
I think it's one of the first things that I chop off.
Yeah.
So we're going with rings for this one, and we're going to have them as small cubes.
The potatoes.
No, the onions.
Onions are just sliced.
As rings, but we're going to again.
Rings I wouldn't have cut it lengthwise.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are thinly sliced onions.
Do you train young upcoming chefs, by the way?
Yeah, I've trained very many guys. Some are in America, some are in other abroad countries.
Wow.
Yeah. I have about 3 guys who are working in the ship.
Hey, that's definitely commendable. How is it training, and mostly young people, because I think our thinking might be different from when you received training back in the 90s and early 2000s, comparing to us right now,
sure.
the Gen Zs.
Exactly.
Training us might be different.
It's not really different.
Or rather hard.
Yeah. Cookery keeps on changing every day. And most of the material I'm still using is, I never went to Utalii, but I found someone with a file from Utalii, and I went through maybe 4 times or even more. Yeah. I found many tips from there. So when I come across the trainees, some of them usually say, you are just teaching us the way our teachers do.
Would you say even after 35 years you're still learning?
Yeah, I'm still learning.
Sometimes you get, let's say new chefs, and they tell you something like, that's new. I didn't know that.
Everything you encounter a new thing, maybe through reading recipe books, through seeing what other chefs are doing. Or you might go to a different hotel and find everything is totally different from the one you're doing in your former hotel. So I think these onions, let's just use everything.
And for you to achieve all that learning, and to also teach others, does this mean you consume a lot of food? Because in a sense, let's say, I mean, if you love music, if you want to train people about music or speak about music, then you listen to a lot of music.
You have to listen to a lot of music. So there are guitarists too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, sure.
Tumekuja na gitaa hapa ndio. Tukianza. Oh, all right. Tutakuja kwa gitaa kidogo.
Exactly, yeah, sure.
So does it mean you also consume a lot of food to also get the flavor of this food and learn, okay, I can mix this and this and this?
By consuming?
Do you eat a lot of food from different, just trying out different recipes?
Like, since I'm a vegetarian, I always tell my colleagues to taste for me whether the salt is okay.
No, like, foods that are don't have meat, do you try out these recipes, foods that don't have meat?
Yeah, I try them, mostly vegetarian recipes. I try them because every day you should menus do change. Menus change according to the variety or the availability of the materials. So you have to go with the change. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. If there are no tomatoes in the market or they are very expensive, you have to do away with it or use maybe tomato paste instead of fresh tomatoes.
All right. So far, ladies and gentlemen, even as I continue knowing more about Chef Zefania here, naona kata the thinly sliced
thinly sliced
onions, and our pan is getting warmer on a medium, slightly medium heat. So you can walk us through the next steps as well.
Exactly. So the next step, we have to slice our potatoes. Maybe.
Oh yes, continue zenye nimebakisha kama 5.
They shouldn't be thinly sliced like
the onions.
Like crisps.
Oh, okay.
They should be a little bit big slices.
At least thick. Like 2 inches.
Yeah, exactly.
Pia mimi nikuje siku moja. A whole session unifunza how to cook properly. I think we sometimes say we know how to cook, but then tunapata the things that we should not be doing like that.
Yeah, we always make those mistakes, simple mistakes, but also again through making mistakes you
also learn.
Yeah, you are uncovering some new ideas.
I feel like that's typically what cooking is all about, and trying new recipes. So it is about making a mistake, and then out of that mistake,
improving on that mistake,
or rather coming up with a recipe based on that mistake that you did. For example, you're trying to make something and it did come out like that.
You can change it into something else.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, such like ideas, they work mostly with Chinese cuisine. With the Chinese, once you make something new and everyone loves it, it's already a recipe. It doesn't matter whether you are a chef or not.
How about in Kenya? All this years in different parts of the country.
Yeah.
What do Kenyans appreciate when it comes to the food that they serve? Rather, they're served in restaurants, in hotels, or rather, even the kind of foods they cook at home. What do Kenyans love?
Kenyans would prefer to see part of Kenyan meals on the buffet.
Okay.
Or if it's an a la carte, on their plate.
What's an a la carte?
A la carte is food ordered aside from the one that is on the buffet.
Okay.
Yeah. A la carte means food on the card menu. So you choose either whatever you would like to have. Is when you'll be given a menu by the waiter, and then you go through the food items that that very hotel is selling.
Okay.
And then you choose your favorite meal that you would like to have for that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Kenyans love a touch of Kenyanese in them. So what's the traditional foods?
Traditional foods like in Kenya, we go by regions. Like here in Central, we have the mokimo.
Yeah.
Which is now mokimo is seen as an East African meal, not only sent from Central Kenya.
Yes.
So you go to Tanzania, you'll find mokimo. Also in Uganda.
Now it depends on how it's cooked.
Yeah, most of the chefs there, they are Kenyans.
Oh, in those places? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
in East and Central, you go to Rwanda, most of the chefs are Kenyans.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So Kenyans, nowadays, I realize ugali shouldn't miss on the menu. Ugali and greens, maybe spinach, sukuma wiki, and obviously meat or chicken. Yeah. Kenyans love to see white meat, red meat, greens, and all that. And a touch of githeri, these traditional foods.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can avocado your githeri.
Yeah, yeah. But avocado nowadays is very expensive.
But then, no, that's what Kenyans love when it comes to, yes, they'd want to try out new recipes from different parts of the world.
Yes.
But then now a touch of Kenyanese in them. But now how about foreign tourists who come to Kenya? Do they seek, let's say like right now we're trying out an Italian recipe. So when Italians come, do they also seek the same frittata zama? They'd want to try out things that are for Kenya?
Mostly Italians or Frenchmen and maybe Germany, Britons. Most of these are the ones we receive as tourists in Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah. So they love to see part of their meals on the menu, and they would like to have a taste of our African or our East African meals. Okay. Yeah. Like nowadays, they love ugali. So they find everyone in Kenya, everyone loves ugali. So they're interested in knowing or how does ugali taste?
How does it taste?
Yeah.
Because you'd find ugali becomes like a trademark.
Yeah, sure.
This tourist would come to Kenya, and they'd want to visit the Treetops Lodge, for example, because it has a certain resemblance to it, a certain significance to it.
Yeah, we can go ahead.
So yes, but then they'd even they'd also want to incorporate certain foods that are also Kenyan in what represents Kenya as well.
Yeah,
the national parks that we have as well. Yeah.
Yeah. In particular in Kenya, we always give them nyama choma, which goes with the kachumbari. And I think that combination of nyama choma and kachumbari, and maybe with ugali, or if you don't like ugali, there is potatoes of your choice. It hits. Yeah, sure.
Sisi Gen Z tunasema it slaps.
It slaps.
It slaps.
That's a new term for me.
Oh, nimekufunza now a new lingo.
Exactly.
Yes.
Kuslap.
Yes, slap.
So, okay, our onion potato frittata, you can start by maybe putting some olive oil.
Okay. But they can also use the natural liquid oil that they have as well?
Yeah, you can use any oil of your choice.
Okay.
We have corn oil.
Sour.
So you have to tilt your pan a little bit, so as our oil can get evenly.
Okay,
you have to
right.
take. So we're starting by frying our onions.
Right.
You can hear the sizzling.
Yes. One of my favorite sounds in the kitchen.
Yeah, sure. It's music, man. Sure.
Speaking of music, let's get back to the whole guitar. So, was it something you did before getting into music? How
No,
do you...
I didn't really get into music, but
It's just a hobby you love doing.
yeah, my father used to play a guitar when he was young,
Okay.
and then he got saved and he dumped it. So I had to reawaken it.
Right.
I found myself, I just wanted to play a guitar, I don't know why. So I had to borrow from friends, try to learn it on my own. I couldn't make it. And then I found a Congolese friend of mine back in Mombasa who gave me the tips.
Okay.
It's really hard knowing how to play a guitar. It takes time.
It definitely looks like it.
Yeah, sure. Even up to now, I haven't known it all. But I can sing, I can play, I can make my own song, all that. I always see them, they go together. Music and cookery, it's all art.
Yes.
You have to be keen in order to produce the best results.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, sure. So our onions, I think we have to fry them a little bit until they get cooked, but not burned or browned. Yeah.
I hate it's called sweating it.
Yeah, this sweating it. You can maybe add a little bit fire.
The aroma from that is quite amazing. And I love the fact that actually today, typically tumezoea cooking in enclosed spaces.
Yeah, right.
I love the fact that you're cooking in the wild today.
Yeah, in the wild. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You can hear, the birds chirping and all that.
Exactly. Maybe they're even having the taste of the food, the onions, the flavor.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Next up.
I prefer using this one.
Rather than the
metal to metal, yeah, the metal. Yeah. Maybe wooden spoon or this one is okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this because earlier on you'd say that when you're cooking, we always make a number of mistakes that at the end of the day are the kind of mistakes to us because we were trained to do some things by our parents. So when you grow up, you see our parents do that when they're cooking.
Yes.
And then when we interact with chefs like you, you tell us, pana hapo, ifanye hivyo, you shouldn't do this. So in your experience, what are some of these things that we do zenye outrightly as a chef utasema hii ni makosa ufai kufanya hivi because of this and this, lakini mtu anaona mimi niko sawa? Ni vitu kama gani?
Yeah. There are, can I show you maybe an example?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Just with
as
the
I
onion.
continue. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you can continue stirring it up. I think we can empty our. Like on the side of onion, I'll show you how people do make mistakes while cutting the onion.
Yes.
Also, even the meat, it goes the same with the meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like that, that is a mistake?
No, it's not a mistake. Peeling the onion is okay.
Okay.
But to me, I find it a mistake when you cut here and you lose this onion.
Oh, right.
So I just cut a little bit of the root.
Okay, for the root, and then now for the tail.
Yeah, the tail will. I leave it. Yeah, exactly. So these are the mistakes that very many chefs or even those who are not chefs do make. So if you told, like, for example, slice the onion in a julienne way.
In a julienne way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Julienne is cutting stripes, thin stripes from the onions.
Right.
So
we're learning things out here.
So you'll find very many cooks are cutting it this way.
Yes.
Not this one. opposite.
So
this
is wrong.
This is very wrong.
Okay. Oh.
It makes the onion tough to chew.
Okay.
So you have to, we call it cutting it against the grain.
Cutting it against the grain.
Against the grain or across the grain.
Okay.
So across, so the grain, we mean these veins, they go this way.
Okay.
So you have to cut across it to make them very short, so that it may be easier to chew.
All right.
So if I'm told to cut julienne, I go it with this one.
All right.
Like this.
Just all right.
Right.
So just a minute, because we told people that we should not sweat them, or rather brown them.
They are already done.
They're good. So I mix it up.
Yeah, just very carefully.
Okay.
So that the potato don't break.
Oh, don't break. Okay.
Yeah, sure. And
do you
can as well add a little oil.
Okay. Do we reduce the amount of heat?
Yeah, the fire will have to reduce. The good thing about using olive oil, the food doesn't get burned easily.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Compared to other edible cooking oils.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So you just toss a bit.
Okay.
Tossing is more better than using the spatula.
All right. So sour.
So you are okay. This cutting across there or against the grain.
Okay.
Yeah. It makes the onion cook nicely and nicely chewed. It won't be hard.
Okay.
Also with the meat, there's the way the veins go.
Okay, all right.
So you cut across the veins of the meat. If you wanted to cut maybe a beef fillet, you have to cut across, not like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, sure.
I hope Melanio, Chef, I see we have about about 18 minutes so far before we wrap it up.
Exactly.
And as you're telling us, this is sort of like a breakfast thing, an Italian kind of a breakfast.
Right.
So that means si meal ya prepare inachukua muda sana.
Ichukui muda.
Okay.
It should be less than 20 minutes.
Should be less than 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So tumebakisha nini so far?
Tumebakisha to whisk our eggs. And while these ones are cooking, we're gonna mix our eggs.
So which bowl do you prefer me to do that?
I think it's the best. Just a second. This is the best bowl. 4 eggs, I think they
4 eggs.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have to beat them in a separate.
Yeah, we have another container.
In a separate one, just in case
it's spoiled, it doesn't mix with the good one.
And I think that's again another one mistake that
we do at home.
Yes, yeah, because unajua si mayai mimi ndio nilichagua, najua si
exactly.
Haijaharibika, iko sawa.
Now,
so I'm going to beat on this one and then replace it to the other one.
You can use a fork, or chefs are used to
kugonga hivyo alafu
kwa sahani tu. But I prefer the fork.
Yes.
Because let me have one.
Jupia mimi style
when
yangu
I crack it with the fork, it gives me to see whether it's good, rotten or good. So this one is okay.
It's okay. Okay. So you can
you can put your
then put it let's prefer
here exactly. Another one. We need 4 of them.
4 of them, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nimegonga na nguvu.
It's okay, yeah. Still we're gonna whisk it.
Kugonga mayai is an art.
Yeah, not really.
Kugonga mayai ndio zitoke hivyo vizuri. A whole practice. Good. So there, the 4 eggs, have them. Then I will whisk them.
Yeah, we can use the same fork that you crack with it.
Okay.
Those are 4?
Yes.
Just
for
whisk
eggs.
them.
So after I whisk them?
Yeah, just whisk while we adding a little bit. We needed to have chili flakes,
Okay.
but we don't have, so we're gonna just use our. This was our chili. Just a pinch of it.
A pinch of.
A pinch, and then a pinch of salt again.
Okay. So what? As we're also adding this flavors, these spices, what kind of flavor are we looking for in this?
Yeah,
meal?
we need the eggs to have that a little bit of chili.
Okay.
We need that chili flavor.
Kaukali fulani kwa mbali.
Yeah, kiumbali.
Okay.
If you love chili, you can add on.
I'll tell you this, I'm not a huge fan
Of chili.
Of chili.
Yeah, that's why we just use a pinch.
Chili tunaioneanga kwa nyama choma.
Yeah.
Kwa mbali kidogo, kwangi fan kubwa sana wa chili.
Chili is very huge medicine. I don't know whether you know that.
Nasikianga sijui ukikula
Inaponyesha magonjwa ya moyo.
Oh, okay.
Magonjwa hizi homa, maflu, fever.
Right.
Si rahisi zikushike. If you you can use the chili in very many ways. You can have warm water or hot water, mix with chili, maybe with the honey, and you take it as medicine.
Interesting.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So our potatoes are getting evenly browned.
Okay.
So
right.
in a few minutes time, we got to put them aside to cool down.
Right. In about how long?
It will take maybe 4 to 6 minutes.
When they're there, or away?
No, away from the fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So as they continue cooling, what do we have on the?
Yeah, when they cool is when we'll incorporate with our eggs and then back to the frying.
we add them.
Yeah,
we mix it up together.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So maybe we use this plate.
So as it cools off, those particular few minutes, because najua chef so far amewambia the kind of mistakes zenye ufai kufanya, hiyo ya kukatakata vitunguu the wrong way. It says cut across the grain, pamoja na ukikata nyama unakata across, so you utasema across the veins.
Yeah, it's the same grain veins.
Okay, yes. So during now the cooling off, you'll also be telling us more mistakes that we do. Because najua now before then, or rather after that, we'll now be getting into the final bits of this bit of cooking.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Here our potatoes are nicely browned. We have to put them in a separate plate or bowl.
Okay.
So that they may cool down. We'll use this one. It's okay.
The aroma from there, inile nakwambianga karibia TV yako.
Yeah, sure.
Karibia TV one kama utapata hiyo aroma ya hiyo viazi. I'm tempted kuonja moja.
Exactly.
Niliambiwa chef uonje, so
ni muhimu.
Mimi leo kama chef Nyaringita nitaonja. Ni moto.
Hatukuweka chumvi, babu, chumvi iko kwa mayai.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Chumvi iko kwa mayai. So we whisked our eggs. We waiting for our potatoes to cool down. And then we incorporate everything. And then we fry it in margarine.
All right. And speaking of your bit here, the fact that chumvi iko hapa,
right?
Because I know the amount of salt we added here, haikuwa nyingi sana.
Yeah.
And you'd find on the plate,
right?
People start sprinkling more salt.
More salt, yeah.
Yes, and remember my dad is always big on this. Aniambia pana usiwahi ongeza chumvi kwa chakula kama
chakula ishaiva.
Because I mean progressively unajiletea magonjwa. I mean for all these years you've experienced, why do you think people, is it a habit that guys have, kwa plate lazima tu ongezange chumvi hata kama taste?
Yeah, I've seen very many guys, mostly the one who drink. They just add in salt without even tasting the food to know whether it's salty or it is less salty. Actually, using raw salt is not good. It's not advisable. Okay. Salt has to be cooked, or even tea with sugar. It's better to cook tea together with the sugar. Yeah. Instead of adding, you are consuming raw sugar or raw salt. Okay. Which might bring problems to your knees or some other elements. Yeah. Sure.
Right.
So,
but then if, as you continue as well,
right.
What if, honestly, the food that I'm eating doesn't have the salt amount that I need, or rather, my palate, I feel, hapana hii ni kidogo sana. Is there harm ya kuweka pinch alafu ni sprinkle up?
Yeah, it's okay, and most restaurants or hotels they serve with maybe soy sauce.
Now that's actually okay.
There is soy sauce on the table.
Right. Which I believe soy sauce has its own salt.
Yeah, and it's very salty.
Okay.
So I prefer, instead of using raw salt on the table, if there is some soy sauce, I sprinkle. It will give you that. There is a certain aroma that is not found in the salt, but in the soy.
Yes. And then now plus umepata chumvi ulikuwa unataka.
Yeah, sure. Right.
That's a very interesting tip that umelearn right here on Morning Cafe. Ukipata umewekewa soy sauce na chumvi, hapana endea chumvi. Chukua soy sauce. Vizuri hapo.
Right.
Yeah.
So next, I think we'll have to use margarine.
Okay. Yeah. On the pan, all right.
We have it near the pan.
So, someone would want to.
I think they're already.
Okay. So, one would wonder if I don't have margarine.
Yeah.
Na niko na butter kwa nyumba.
Yeah.
Can I still use butter?
You can still use butter. Butter, though it's very expensive, but if you have it, you can use it.
Yeah.
We normally go for margarine because they're less expensive and available in even in the shops. Very many retail shops do not sell butter.
The butter, okay. Yeah. All right.
Unless you go to the supermarket. Yeah. So, when next? I think we shall have to incorporate our eggs here.
Okay. Sasa kuipatia kumix.
Yeah, mix vizuri. I think I need the...
So how do you do that? Because earlier you were telling me not to break the potatoes. So far now, most
that's
of them
why we
maintain the shape.
Exactly.
So even before you do this, ile unakatakata unaiweka ndani.
Yeah, finely chopped.
Okay.
And the Europeans don't like dania. They say it smells like marashi. They prefer using parsley. Turn to the other side. It's firm and set. It's good to go.
Are we going to, in case, because maybe there's someone who already started this process, as you were explaining to them the ingredients and what they would need to do. Kuna mtu tayari ashafika hii stage, and they're tempted to, let's say, pick this.
Pan a little bit to get off most of the liquid.
The liquid bit, the egg mixture.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can look underneath, not yet browned, but almost there.
Yes. Interesting. Something also I'm always big on the fact that it combines a balanced diet properly. The fact that we have carbohydrates here.
Exactly.
The potatoes. The
lots of
proteins
from the egg.
Animal protein, the eggs.
Yes.
Vegetables?
Vegetable. This is made from vegetable.
Oh, the margarine.
Yeah, margarine,
Okay. Plus also fats and oils.
Exactly, And the onion is always good.
But a huge percentage of this plate, if you're to draw it, the carbohydrates, proteins, and vegetables.
Right.
Carbohydrates itachukua a huge chunk.
Carbohydrates have taken a huge chunk even.
Okay.
Okay, potatoes have taken a huge chunk.
Yes.
The eggs, there are lots of, from 4 eggs, these are lots of proteins.
Oh, yeah.
But these are not meant for one. It's for more than 4 packs.
All right.
So I think you can check how it's going underneath.
I mean, we're brown.
Not yet brown.
Not yet brown.
We're almost there.
Okay. So that means it takes about 3 to 5 or so minutes. Again, also depending on the amount of heat you're using.
Yeah, sure.
Sisi tunatumia
we're using medium
heat.
We can maybe cover it.
Okay.
And we see whether the uppermost part will set. When it is set, it's easier to flip it over.
All right.
When it's still in the liquid foam on top is it will splash all over the place.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so covering is also another.
Yeah, you can cover it with a lid or a plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In our case, using a pan.
Another pan, and
Yeah, sure.
this is again another very interesting.
Very interesting. It covers
hack
exactly.
That, in case uko na pan mbili na zote zinatoshana, unaziweka
Yeah, good to
hapo.
go. Sure.
Speaking of pans, I've always been intrigued by pans because pans are very different types.
Exactly.
Do you have like a specific pan, like ukiingia jikoni, this is your go-to pan in a number of things that you're going to be cooking?
Yeah, we have lots of pans. But in our case, you need to have a heavy-based pan, so that whatever we're making or cooking doesn't burn up before it cooks.
Okay.
And then for the eggs, though these ones are very expensive compared to the silver pans.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been coated so that it doesn't burn your food while you preparing it.
All right. So chef, I'm clearing this place because naona tumefika katika lala salama.
Exactly. We almost
hizi kando. Hapa sasa ndio mtazamaji, you need to be very very keen. Uangalie usifanye majambo zako.
So we cover with the plate. Better we do it away from the fire.
Okay.
And then we flip it all like that. And then
awezi jua kama kuna waru hapo juu.
Yeah, kabisa. So we have to add a little bit oil because it has been used. The olive. No.
Oh, the margarine.
The margarine is over here. And a spoon. This one will do. Just kidogo.
Kidogo tu. Alafu urudisha. You can use it.
Yeah, sure. Oily food is not always good. You just have to use enough oil. In fact, I always tell my students that oil is used only to fry the onion. Yeah, not the whole food, only the onion.
Okay.
So you tilt the pan until all the butter surrounds it.
You had mentioned about the bubbles as well.
Yeah, sure. We can slide back our frittata.
Okay.
We have remained with one potato here.
Hizo ni zile zimejitolea mhanga zikulu kando kando. And then again, so how long do you leave it, or rather do you think it will stay vizuri?
Okay, in my experience, the first part when you start cooking, it takes a little bit longer time. But when you flip it over, it takes less cooking time.
Right.
Like when you cook a fillet of fish, it might take maybe 3 to 4 minutes to cook one side, the side you've started with.
Okay.
But when you change to cook the topmost part, it takes 2 minutes, half of the 4 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have about 2-3 minutes?
2-3 minutes should be set.
Should be set?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Before I told you this one should be firm and set.
Yes.
Not like the French omelette that is creamy.
Oh, yes.
And French omelettes are always creamy and moist. Yeah. But this one has to be a little bit.
Okay.
It should be having that a little bit hard texture.
Right.
Because we're gonna slice it into edges.
All right. So even as we wait for it to settle vizuri, before now we put it down as well. The upcoming chefs who are watching you and they're hearing us talk about 35 years plus of experience.
Right?
And you've seen it all.
I've seen it
or rather,
all.
you've seen a lot because you're still, as you said, you're still also learning. But then what will you want these young people out here to know about this profession of cooking as well? Mostly tunasemanga you'd find one particular gender ndio iko jikoni, ingine iko kando, they'd associate cooking with a certain misconceptions around cookery as well. What will you want to tell these young people watching you this morning?
Cookery is one of the best jobs around. Mostly, as we speak, many Kenyans are working abroad through cookery.
Okay.
Most of them work in the ships, working in rich people's homes. Others are working for companies. just cooking in many hotels. So for the young upcoming Kenyans who would like to become chefs, the best advice I can give out, you have to be consistency, competent, and you should love what you are doing.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't love cooking, you won't probably make the best food. And the best part of it, I always tell everyone that cook from your heart.
Cook from your heart.
Yeah, if you cook from your heart, the end result you might see it as not pleasing, but the one who is going to eat the food, he'll really appreciate that he had a nice meal.
Right.
Yeah. If you cook from the heart.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you cook for just for the matter of cooking, you won't go very far.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So let's see, maybe it's done.
Yes, we were trying to buy time as we talk, just to see
you
if
can help me to. Yeah, it's done. It's done.
It's done. So do we return to the same plate?
No.
We have
now we need a cleaner plate.
A cleaner plate, okay.
Yeah. It's nicely done, brown.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are now serving. I don't know if yours looks as similar to ours. Unaweza tutumia picha, tutafurahia sana kuona yako venye inakaa. But on the front, maybe it looks like an omelette, by the way.
We can put our fire off a little bit.
We're done cooking?
Unless we start with the mushroom frittata again.
For now, let's work with this.
Yeah, with this one.
Ndio tufunge show.
Exactly.
Yes. So ni ile wakati ya kukata into
wedges.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can see our
frittata is nicely done.
Okay.
Brown.
And you tulisema tunasavia watu kama 4.
Now, this one now we can serve more than that. It's too big.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
So it's time to slice it.
Yes.
You do it?
What's
before you doing? Just in the middle.
In the middle should be somewhere here. Okay. Then I go
straight.
Straight. Do I? Ama niende to slices hivyo?
Yeah.
To come here. Yeah. All right.
So when we are cutting anything, we don't cut from this side coming. Okay. We cut from this way going. But do it the way you do it the way. Yeah.
Okay.
We cut going away from ourselves, not back to ourselves.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, leo chef umenifunza very interesting hacks.
35 years of knowledge, but at the same time, I don't know everything. In fact, what I know in cookery is not even a quarter, it's not even a 16th. Maybe it's a 32. I know very little.
Sasa mimi nitasema nini na viewers wetu watasema nini? Okay.
No, everyone is a cooker. Back at home we cook, we make our own meals.
Hata kama unaweza kupika rice, wewe ni chef.
Rice inashinda hata machef kupika. So
and there you have it.
We've cut it into wedges. I think this should be how many?
8 pieces.
Yeah,
yes.
8 pieces.
8 pieces, yes.
I hope you are 8 and not more than 8.
Sawa.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for tuning in and following us from the whole start all the way with Chef Zephania hapa hivi tukiwa Treetops Lodge right here at Aberdares National Park, and nitachukua moja. Nikimaliza kuongea ndio nitaanza sasa kuitest ndio mjue venye na nini. Acha nipiki hiyo tuone venye leo tunakula kawaida, using forks and knives and all that. Thank you very much to the whole team that made this production possible. Asanteni sana, bila nyinyi hatungefanya hii miradi yote. Asanteni sana for being with us and talking to us. My name is Stanley Nyaringita. Kwaheri for now. Wacha tuonje hii maneno yote. Chef, hii inafaa isaviwe na kachai.
Yeah, na chai with the size of with tea.
With tea, with tea to slap.
Yeah, or with juice.
It a slap here.
Or even water.
Jitafutie moja as you also look for this. Goodbye, guys.